I have had yet another 12-volt battery failure. So rather than keep kicking around with these lead-acid batteries, which, by the way, the reason they fail so often is because Tesla is basically cooking them. Yes, Tesla is overcharging the 12-volt batteries in the Model S, X, 3, and Y vehicles. One of the reasons they finally went to lithium. Anyways, this time I'm going to take a crack at a Ohmmu Lithium replacement. This is supposed to be a direct replacement for the lead-acid battery in the older Model S, X, 3, and Y vehicles. So without further ado, let's go at it. And we're going to start by opening the driver's door, rolling the window down, and manually powering off the vehicle via the service power off option. So let's go run over there and do that. Now you want to leave your door open and your window down, because once the power is removed from the 12 volt, there is no getting back into your vehicle. Also make sure your frunk is open. So control, safety and security, and power off. That manually powers off the vehicle. Next, for the Model S, start removing panels. I'm just going to lay them on the ground in front of the vehicle in the same order that they're supposed to go on, or same layout. Now would also be a great time. You can vacuum out any dust and debris. Remove the carpet liner. Now be careful with the carpet liner, because there is a frunk latch actuator button as well as the frunk light. So you're going to want to disconnect those. Take that carpet out. Next, going to remove the bolts holding the frunk plastic in. So it looks like a 10 on my car and two 12s, because over the years they have gotten broken. So, nope, that's the wrong size. That one's an 8. That is not a 12. Strikeout for me. 13. A little easier than the Model X, because you have about 20 less bolts to remove. Fish the wires through the hole. Make sure you don't damage anything. Set that over there. Let's bring the camera a little closer. And there we have our 12-volt battery. Quick look into here. Everything looks pretty darn good. Positive, negative. Now you want to disconnect the positive first. We also have to worry about the first responder loop. Okay, next step. We are going to disconnect the first responder loop. Please don't forget this process. That is tucked under here. Shouldn't be tucked that far under. Okay. Next we are going to disconnect the 12 volt. So you want to start with the negative. Okay, remove that and just set that over to the side. Alright, next would be the positive. Now we want to be careful, even though it's disconnected, you want to make sure the positive terminal doesn't touch anything metal on the car, including whatever tools you're using, which is so we're just going to move that over to the side right there. Now you got 2 bolts to remove there. A little corroded. You might want to put a little dab of WD-40 or some other lubricant on there. Especially if you live in the salt belt like Wisconsin. Oh, one more. There's the 12 volt. This was the last replacement I had. Now, depending on your specific Tesla you have, it might also come with these terminal shims. Uh-oh, got lucky in that one. Brackets back on. Now you want everything disconnected and powered down at least 5 minutes. That means first responder loop and battery disconnected at least 5 minutes before powering back up. So by the time we're done, timing should be pretty close. I'm going to keep track. Seems just a little loose, if you ask me. I cut some padding to put under there to keep it from shifting too much. And you know what? I think I'm just going to put a little bit on top, and I'm going to put a piece underneath too. Because you also won't be having any kind of battery acid leaking out with a lithium replacement. So I have a little carpet sample I had gotten from the hardware store. Much better. There, nice and sturdy. Alright, that is done. Next. Alright, next step, positive terminal goes back. So you put this on in the opposite order that you took it off. Open this up just a little bit more. Oh, wrong way. And you're going to want to avoid hitting this to tap it on with a hammer. You really don't want to use a hammer to tap it on. That's a good way to damage the battery terminals, which would void the battery warranty. Now the Ohmmu battery claims a 4-year warranty, which is pretty good. As of right now, which is September 2022, Tesla and other third parties have raised the prices of their lead acid batteries. So the Ohmmu Lithium is only about twice the price of a lead acid. On top of that, it's got a much longer warranty. The lead acid battery warranties are only about 1 year compared to Ohmmu's 4-year. I love these brass terminals. Wow. Nice machined brass. Next, the negative on there. Now there might be a spark when you first connect it up. That's capacitors in the car charging themselves. So don't be alarmed. There we go. Gently wiggle that on there. That's on there nice. Go. Safety cap back on. Come on. Okay, go back. Plug the first responder loop back in. I am having a hard time reaching that today, so I'm going to have to pop some of these out. For some reason, this one's always been placed a little bit at an odd angle, so I'll have to pop some of these plastics up. Usually it's sticking out a little bit more, or you don't have to worry about that. Okay, that's in there. Also a good time to check your air filter. You can hear everything starting to power up. Remember, this is also about this is the equivalent of a hard reboot of the car. So if your car computer crashes to the point where the scroll wheel reset does not work, then basically disconnecting the battery and the 12 volt is as hard of a reboot as you can get fresh. Huh, it's interesting. That goes some. Oh, shoot, that's the. I was going to say, why do I have disconnected wires? That goes to the front light and control. Might order another one of those. That's just not sticking like it used to. Pulled off too many times, unfortunately. So, let's see. I'm gonna go take a quick look inside. And vehicle is now fully functional, although I do have a new error warning. You want to know what it is? My windshield washer fluid is too low. So the next step would be to put the front inserts back in and bolt it all back down. But you don't need me for that. That's basically the opposite of what you did to put it in. So if you found, let's move this back a bit. I'm going to put this all back together. So I try keeping this simple, informative. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon to be notified when I put new videos online. K-Man channel is now hitting where are we at? 9 or 10 years bringing you Tesla content, starting with car number 9,486. Let's go for another 10 years and see where Tesla ends up. Who knows? Maybe I'll be bringing you some videos driving a Cybertruck across the surface of Mars one day. Hang on. I volunteer as long as I can have a return trip. Sorry, don't want to die in Mars, especially not on impact. So, that's it. Oh, link to the Ohmmu batteries in the description box below. If you have questions, comments, please put them in the description box, or the comment box section below. And see you next video.